year now, right? I think March 14th was the day that we closed down due to the pandemic. And we're still here, still working hard. At that point, I gave all of my students a message, and the message was, do not let the pandemic stop you from reaching your goals. That was like the number one goal. I wanted all of the students, when the pandemic ended, to be in a better spot than where they were when it started. And I am very confident that each student that is receiving their belts today are in a better spot. And all of the students that are here today did not let the pandemic stop you. The pandemic is temporary, of course. Our training will continue on even after we get back to, quote, normal. But I'll go a step further today, stating that the pandemic is temporary. We all know that, right? Is it, ma'am? Yes, it is temporary, yes. I'll go a step further today, and I will say that life is temporary. Like, if you think about it, again, 100 years from now, where are we going to be? Right? What will we be known for? What will we have accomplished? What will we have given to the next generation coming up? So today, my message to all of the students that are earning your belts. This is like a coming of age ceremony for the children. And you guys are so young. You guys have, like, I'm looking at all of the students here, all of the black belts that are earning your first degrees and second degrees. There is no better way to start off your life than being a black belt in Taekwondo. I truly believe in that. The values that you are learning, the exercise that you are gaining, the philosophies that you are being instilled upon, the tenets of Taekwondo that we talk about each and every day, right? There's not enough of that in the world. But when you come to Taekwondo, right, we'll practice that. We will preach that, and we will live through those values. It was pretty special yesterday. I don't know if you caught the news. We had Mr. Adam Chodak. He came in, and he actually took a picture of the black belt pledge. And it was kind of fitting because it was our ceremony is today, and he had it in his final thoughts. It's on our social media, and it just the overall message of, where's the respect, the self-control, the perseverance, the indomitable spirit, right? Of course, the integrity. Okay? Where is that? Still here, right? And we can live through those rules as long as we continue to participate in it daily. The number one success of all of the students here are your families. That's why it's so important that your families are here with you today. Everything starts at home, and we know that. So I thank all of the families for your support over the 3 years, 5 years, and plus that you've been here at Master Kim's Taekwondo. Of course, the last year, right, has been the most challenging, but you know what? I kind of feel like it was somewhat, a great challenge to overcome. And of course, the staff and I, we took it head on, and we did our best to continue the philosophies of Taekwondo. Because even if some of the physical training has stopped throughout the world, there's no sparring right now. It's a strange time in Taekwondo. There's no contact sparring. There's tons of Poomsae events and Poomsae tournaments. There's no contact sparring. It's just stop. Of course, the Tokyo Olympics. I'm not sure. Did they make a decision on the Tokyo Olympics yet? Anyone know? I'm pretty sure it's going to be postponed. I'm pretty sure. Okay. But we will continue on. We will continue to do everything we can because the philosophies, in terms of Taekwondo training, are more important than even the physical training. If that makes sense. Okay. So thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. I'm going to get started here. Yes. And the parents can be kind of towards the back line of that training square. And just to make sure that we are doing this the right site, the right way here, we'll make sure that, yes, very good. All of the students right now that are receiving your new ranks, stand up, please. Go ahead and say yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, then move up. You can move up towards that front line, maybe even one step further of that front line. I'm going to have all of you turn around and kneel down, take your belts off, please. Belts off. Going to hold your belt nicely, put it beside you. This is when you retire this belt for your new belt, your new degree in Taekwondo. And once again, this is about showing respect, giving that respect back to mom and dad. When we change of age, we change maturity levels. This is when we learn to do more give back more to mom and dad. Everyone is here because of your parents. Your parents love you more than you can imagine. They want everything for you in your life. They want to give you everything, like everything they can give you to add to a successful life. Taekwondo is one part of that everything that they want you to have. So you can grow up to be strong, you can grow up to be confident, you can grow up to have self-control and self-discipline. Without mom and dad, you would not be here today earning your rank. I am going to have all of the students right now. Parents, I'm going to ask you to stand up, please. Parents can stand up now. Stand up. We're going to go into what's called the ceremonial, traditional bow. So this is the way we show respect to our parents. When you're in the bowing position, I want you to feel your respect, your love, your energy, right, going to mom and dad for everything they provide for you. I want you to be serious about it, because see how your parents are taller than you right now? And that's why we're going to be bowing low forever, right? Mom and dad, right, they are higher. And so important that you have to always give back to mom and dad. Mom and dad provide things for you. You can't give them money, you don't have any money. But you can give them love, you can give them respect, you can give them hard work, you can give them doing things on the first try. That's what you have to give back to mom and dad. That's what today's about. Okay, now I'm going to have everyone kneel down right now. You can go on both knees. I'm going to have you sit on your feet. Good. Sit on your feet. Sit on your feet. Good. Place your hands down, one on top of the other, and you're going to tilt your head down towards your parents. And sit back on your feet. Sit back on your feet. You're going to place your hands directly underneath your head, just like this, right? Good, just like that. Sit up, and I'm going to have everyone, this first line, stand up. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good boy. Well, I'll put you over here. And Mr. Matthew, sir. Face me, can you? Congratulations, Mr. Shrek. Very good. I'm going to have Master Hicks finish. Sorry, I apologize for the constant up and down there, but I'm going to have Master Hicks finish up. I think he has just, I think he said like 2.5 minutes. For him, that's about a half hour. Everyone, if you don't mind, if you want to just have a seat one more time, thank you so much.
I won't be long. A lot of the comments and the things that I wanted to make have somewhat been covered on the surface by Grandmaster Kim, reiterating, number one, the importance of you all being here today, not just the students, but the parents and the grandparents and the spouses that's all here to support each other, and also the individuals that you're here with. I do want to make just a couple of points, and I'm using my phone here because they are just a bullet to help me. I figured out as I've gotten a little older My memory is not quite as what it used to be, and that's to keep me on track. But what has been demonstrated here today by some of the comments in the two adult speeches, as well as being demonstrated by the outcome of the students' achievement, is the following, and that is achieving the impossible goals. I heard a couple of comments. You went off to college and then you decided to come back to finish. You achieved your first degree a little while, it took a little longer. In fact, looking at and running after a goal, that your second degree was not visible or tangible. That's all part of that achieving the impossible goal. And especially when you consider a lot of the things that we've gone through and people have gone through for the past month or so, and probably a few more months to come. But what has happened, that means you have to set realistic and unrealistic goals. And what I mean by that being unrealistic is a higher lofty goal. Everybody here started off as a white belt. And if you remember that, you were a white belt and you also had a white dobok. Both of those together, it was done purposely. Number one, because that is the foundation for our learning in martial arts. You can also say that's our foundation in learning the things to take from martial arts or Taekwondo into life. White belt, white dobok means purity. That means when you come in here to learn, everybody is equal. No egos, there's no status. All the way up till you get your first degree, black belt, you still have white. You've got a little bit of black. Because you're still learning. We all are. When you reach second dan, you notice you got black pants, but you still have a white top. The learning and the education for life, and it relates to Taekwondo, is still going. So think about that. We have to set realistic goals, or goals that we can achieve in step, which is demonstrated by going from white to yellow and so forth. And then that bigger goal, once you achieve that first foundation of black belt, whether it's in Taekwondo or that first step in life, I got that great job, whatever, you need to build on from there. Second, you had to work hard. Nothing comes easy that's worthwhile. And along the way, you had to have a couple of falls. And to have a fall is good, because from that we learn. We learn how to get up. We learn what we didn't do quite right. That also meant that we learn how to take risks, because if we don't take risks, we don't grow. And when you stop learning, we don't grow. So keep those things in mind. Never be afraid to fall. That means never be afraid to take a chance. Taking that extra step when you're having to learn that particular technique, that's a little more difficult than you've ever done before. Again, in increments. Get others to work with you, and I think that's been demonstrated. We've got first degrees, we got second degrees, third, fourth, fifth, and even sixth degree black belts. And I don't know of any situation in the 28, 29 years that I've been with this institution that anybody at any level have ever refused or put themselves above to not reach out and support a lower belt or anybody that comes to them. Not only that, but it also works up. We have some individuals that are champion poomsays and champion competitors, and they may be a third degree, but they know a higher degree belt level material, and they even, and each other are willing to go and ask questions. What is the next step in that? What is that? I don't know, I forgot. Or could you show me that? That takes a lot. That means that no ego getting in the way is still there. And we have to take that, and we want the students to take that, and you, into the workplace, on when you go to high school, and on when you go to college. Never be afraid to ask for support. That's how you got here, and that's one of the reasons that you're getting the roses here today. Be willing to fall, make sacrifices. You as students are here because your parents made sacrifices. Yeah, each of you made sacrifices as well, but maybe not to the same degree that the individuals or the adults have supported you. Financially, time, and that takes also a commitment, because it's something else that they could have been doing. Financials, it could have been spent somewhere else, okay? So think about those things. You have to never ever forget those that help you to help get here. And use your strengths. A lot of times, we focus on the things that people have labeled us, or you have labeled as a weakness. The only way to grow and build on those and make our weaknesses stronger is by also coming in and utilizing our strengths. So never forget those things. And those are the things sometimes that you can help others with, and they can help you with something that you may not be quite as strong in. Never back down. Sometimes in the beginning of this speech I mentioned, I say take a lofty goal. A goal that may in fact in our minds may be not attainable, okay? When we do those things by never backing down, and you fight harder and you reach down for that extra energy, that extra push, motivation, those are the things that make other people successful. That's the difference in being individuals that we know in the world and look up to as extremely successful, and those that's not quite as not. They put forth the extra effort. One last example on that. If you, and I think years ago, what I read and I shared with one of the testing, is that one individual in college was looking out his window, his competition. The individual always seemed to have a higher GPA than he did, and he wanted to be the highest in the school. He never could figure out what this other student was doing that was different, that he wasn't doing, because he figured he had the menu down, the strategy. So what he began to do is to observe the individual across the campus in his room. And guess what? When this individual got ready to go to bed, he looked out the window, and his competition that he had labeled still kept his light on for another 30 minutes. So that must have been the difference. He studied 30 minutes longer when everybody else shut their lights off and went to bed. So he started staying up an hour later studying after the individual. And guess what? It flip-flopped. He, by his extra effort, his extra motivation to be the best that he could be, now was on top, grade GPA-wise. And the individual's name, Sir Walter Raleigh. Okay? So that's not a joke. It's a true thing. We can go through all in life. Keep that in mind. Never give up. Never back down, regardless of how high the goal may be. It is possible if you put forth the effort, the motivation, and you stay with it. Thank you, and congratulations on your successes today.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Stand up here. Too hard to get back up and down. You're getting to the second one of the